the most senior loyalist ever to agree to become a so-called supergrass, volunteered to kill a Catholic to cover up the fact he was an informer. Sean McParland died after being shot while babysitting in Belfast in 1994. The Ulster Volunteer Force was to decide the identity of the killer by flipping a coin, Belfast Crown Court heard. But Gary Haggarty volunteered to be the primary gunman because he feared he was suspected of being a police agent. The intended target was a relative of Mr. McParland, who was 55. Haggarty, an ex-commander of the UVF's North Belfast unit, was working as a paid special branch agent at the time of the killing. He worked as an informer for 13 years. In January 2010, he offered to become a supergrass, officially referred to as an assisting offender, and offered to give evidence against other UVF members he said were also involved in the crimes he committed. Haggarty, 45, a longtime police informer, has pleaded guilty to 202 terror offenses, including 5 murders, as his part of a controversial state deal that offered a significantly reduced prison term in return for giving evidence against other terrorist suspects. The 2-day sentencing hearing is expected to conclude on Thursday. Haggarty is likely to be given mandatory life sentences for each of the murders he has admitted. But he will also receive a significant reduction in his sentence in return for the amount of information he has provided as an assisting offender. Mr. Justice Colton will make that decision based on the information put before him during the hearing. It is not clear when the sentence is likely to be imposed. Haggarty is to be the star prosecution witness in the trial of a man accused of murdering Catholic workmen Gary Convey and Eamon Fox in Belfast city centre in May 1994. But before he can give evidence he must first be sentenced for his own crimes. That formal process began on Wednesday when a prosecution lawyer outlined some of the details of Haggarty's confessions to police. In one of the biggest and most complex cases undertaken in Northern Ireland, he was interviewed by detectives more than 1,000 times and the information he gave them ran beyond 12,000 pages. The extent of his criminal activities is staggering. As well as pleading guilty to 202 crimes, he asked that 301 others be taken into consideration. In total he admitted 503 offences, including. In addition to the killing of Sean McParland, he also admitted the murders of. Relatives of some of the victims were in court on Wednesday as a prosecution lawyer spent more than 4 hours outlining the extent of Haggarty's activities. He included harrowing details of some of the incidents. The judge was told how 3 of Sean McParland's young grandchildren ran screaming from his house in Skegonial Avenue when the UVF burst in to kill him. In police interviews, Haggarty said he shot the 55-year-old in the chest from close range. He had planned to fire another 5 bullets into his chest, but could not do so because his gun jammed. The prosecution lawyer said Haggarty, who was promoted within the UVF after the shooting, expressed regret during interviews after agreeing to become a supergrass.